Oh my goodness gracious. Is this thing, is it live? Is it public?
No. I could check.
No, I don't know. See if you can log in. God.
No, I'm live.
Hey, look, if anybody is actually getting this, here, let me go ahead and make sure that this is actually happening here.
It's live, but there's not anyone here.
Oh, hey, Wesley Head, how you doing, buddy? So this is like my first attempt at an IRL stream, and it's out of pure necessity because my computer is kind of on the it's on the mend. Let's put it that way. It's on kind of the mend. It's on the fritz, whatever you want to call it. And I know it's been a while since I've uploaded anything, and I know it's been a while since I've done a live stream. I really needed to take a little bit of a step back from YouTube for a little while and get some balance with the rest of my life. And because the bottom line is this, man, if I can't get my own life 100% together, and just, let's go ahead, spoiler alert, I'm going to go ahead and fill you in. No, I did not relapse, okay? But I was really close to having a nervous breakdown. And I'll tell you this, getting in sobriety, this is very common. I had a meeting yesterday, and I think I totally went the wrong way. You get to the point where you don't want to get high, like it's just not an option. Getting high and getting drunk, it's not a deal, but you really can get to the point, or at least me personally, I'm going to be honest with you, I got to the point where I wasn't even sure if I really wanted to carry on. Forget about YouTube, I just mean in general. I mean, I was that, depressed. And sometimes you just get to the point where I don't care how much therapy you're in, I don't care how many programs you've been in, I don't care how much time you spend with your psychiatrist, whatever, all that stuff. I mean, it's just the only thing that, comes between you and having that and jumping off that cliff mentally. I mean, they say it's your higher power. I don't know if that's really my experience personally. I think it's straight. Anyway, just understand that I was at my wit's end and I needed a break. But when I came back, I mean, I wanted to come back and just do everything in full force because that's exactly how I wanted to do it. I didn't want to do YouTube sporadically, once a week or once every couple of days. I am going to, from this point forward, now it might not be on this platform, it may be on another platform. I have to figure that out. There's some technical issues that I have to figure out because I'm kind of more on my own, and I'll get into that. But, yeah, I'm at least going to live stream at least 30 minutes every day. That was my original concept, is that I wanted to do at least like a mental health and sobriety check-in. Because I've literally had 3 people that, one of them very close to me, at least at one time, and the 2 of them that I know, one of them is even my namesake, and I think I mentioned this last time I was on live stream. Oh my God. I can tell you this, I don't give a shit how sober you get. If you don't have any directional sense, getting sober ain't gonna help that. In fact, it might even hurt it. But, so anyway, let me look at the chat and see how everybody's doing. I've driven Justin to court. And of course, in the description, you probably read that I did find him, number 1. Number 2, there's no way this is the right way. This is probably really dangerous. I'm trying not to look. So if I'm going to catch up to the chat, it's going to be as safely as I can do it. So like at a stop, traffic stops, pulling over, that kind of thing. But I'm actually picking up Justin now. He just gave me a call. I took him out here to go to court, and this is about an hour and a half away from where I live. I have moved him to Winchester. He was kicked out of his, I'll let him fill you in on everything. But as I mentioned, you don't always get the whole, you don't ever get the whole story from an addict. Somebody who's in active addiction, I mean, is absolutely a professional liar, right? I mean, that's just what it is. I mean, that's part of the game, is manipulation, deceit, and being selfish. And with all of that stuff, you know, trying to get your next hit, your next score, comes a bunch of lies. You know, you just never get the whole story. Well, it turns out, you know, I thought Justin was relatively clean cut, and he is. And he's polite, and he's well-spoken, he's all those things. But it turns out he had 3 pending charges, right? So I don't think, he hadn't done any major time, but... Okay, so, yeah, it's a left. But he's actually going here. I don't know if I should say the jurisdiction or district or city. And I'm sure you guys can figure that out. It's not about revealing anybody's identity. I personally have to be very careful because of my own personal circumstances, right? On the other hand, at the end of the day, I am helping someone, so, you know, fuck it. But anyway, so he's got 2 petty larcenies. One of these things is, you know, is I think he stole a Yeti cooler. I mean, number one, why would you steal a Yeti cooler? Are they just like really expensive? I'd never heard of this Yeti crap until like a year ago? Hey, I need a little bit of help on the nav here.
Yeah, let me.
Can you give me a little bit of,
Yes.
Yeah, that's my girlfriend, by the way, if you guys commenting on the leg.
Is my leg visible?
Your leg is very much visible, yeah.
I don't see it.
Well, you may not see it, I may not see it. Everybody on the other end of this chat, they see it.
It's not visible. I'm looking at it right now.
Well, then how in the world will they know you had a leg?
Because
Whose leg is that? You think that they saw like a box of KFC back there, a tub of KFC, and they thought it was a chicken leg? Is that what we did? Did we eat fried chicken for lunch? No, I had McDoubles. Very cheap, very cost effective. 2 for $3. Can't beat it. In a pinch. That's how I maintain my supernaturally svelte and lean physique. It's McDoubles. That's all I eat.
Alright. In a mile, you're going to turn left.
Mile, I'm going to turn left. Okay.
I'll let you know.
Okay, that's a problem. I'm going to have to rub this thing out. And when I say rub it out, I don't mean like some OnlyFans type thing. I think that there is... are you laughing back there? Okay. You do realize that I'm the bus driver. I'm the captain of this ship. There is no laughing. This is serious business. This is the business of addiction and recovery, for crying out loud. This is no laughing matter. No, but honestly, you have to laugh sometimes, right? Or what are you going to do? Jump out of a moving car? That'd be something. That would be badass. I mean, to do that on live stream, to actually jump out of a moving car. So this is probably a test. I know I did a live stream a couple of weeks ago. Okay, I'm at a stop sign, so here, or I'm at a stop light rather. Do I continue straight? Do I keep going straight? Okay. So please don't expect this to be. All right. What do we got here? Wesley had said, "What's up, brother? Hercules! Look out for the cookout," which is funny because I actually just drove by Cookout, which is kind of a fast food burger place on the East Coast and in the South. I haven't seen one in a hot minute. They're usually in North Carolina, and they've moved their way up to Virginia. I hadn't seen one in a while, but they got one here. Didn't go there. Still went to McDonald's. Creature of habit. If there's anything I am, it is a creature of habit. Now, there are going to be... thank you very much. There are going to be... Somebody said that I look 20 years younger without the beard. Now, I know he's got to make a couple of stops along the way. I mean, this is 100% genuine IRL in real life. And if you're just joining us, part of the reason why I'm doing this is, of course, I've always wanted to do this. I know what it's like to, and you guys have seen it before. You guys have seen some of my videos, which are, heavily edited and meant to be cinematic or whatever. But there's, just something about a real life stream that you just can't fake. I mean, I can't fake this, right? I'm not faking it. So warts and all, mistakes, driving around in circles, getting lost, picking up Justin from court. Which I shot a video earlier, or I shot a couple of segments of a video taking him to court. Now, I was going to do the IRL before then, but I know he just mentioned something about being fingerprinted, which is never a good sign. So I'm thinking he thought very seriously that he might go to jail. And I took him to court a couple of days ago for getting into a fight with a homeless guy after taking his 40 bottle and throwing it in the garbage. Of course my sponsor's going to call while I'm doing this. Unbelievable. No, I know where I'm going now. This is a very old, kind of shitty town. Jeez. All right, so anyway, as I'm moving through the parking lot here, Silox 2000. Now, you're going to have to bear with me. I'm not on my computer, right? So I'm going to have to do the little touch thing deal here. I don't have any other choice. Unless there's a way for me to move it all to one side, which maybe there is. If there is, I don't know it. I don't even know, there's a way to flip this thing around. So look, here we are. I'm pulling up to General District Court, Juvenile and Domestic Relations Court. I'll even switch the camera there for a second. You guys can get a peek of this. I think I can do this live, can I? Oh, yeah. Oh yeah, Bushwick Bill. Look at this guy. Nice flannel. He looks like he just got out of the Steel Craftsman, chainsaw tree cutting tournament series on ESPN at 3 o'clock in the morning. Anyway. All right, now this is the lion's den right here. Check this out. Where's he at? Where's this guy at? Hey, is there any way that I can actually contact this guy while I'm on stream? Can somebody help me out? Some tech whiz, some tech nerd, some neckbeard. I need help, man. Give me a clue. There's that little, oh, check this out. Here we go. Here we go, man. Watch this. Now, why would you do that? Why would you do that? Come here. Hey, look, I'm streaming right now. What do you mean you couldn't do it? Oh, you couldn't wait for me? Sorry, buddy. Did you get fingerprinted and everything? What's going on? Here, come on in, man. You doing all right? You're going to chew your lip off, are you? Look at this guy, man. He's looking awfully dapper. Hey. Say hi to the crew. Oh, my prison junkies over here. Yeah, all right. So everybody's been wondering, what has happened to you. Now, look, this is completely live. It's completely real. Let's see if I can adjust. There we go. It's a little wider now. All right, so what are we doing down here?
I just got out of court.
For?
Petty larceny.
Yeah. What'd you do?
I
mean, you already did the deal, right?
Right. Got a Yeti cooler. Turned myself in.
So hypothetically, if one were to, was there anything in the cooler? Did you just want some ice that was really cold, that would stay cold for 3 or 4 weeks at a time?
Huh? Needed some money,
I mean, but just of all the things to take, you didn't try and suitcase it, did you?
No.
Do you know what that means?
Yeah.
Hooping it?
Exactly what the fuck it means.
Did you? That would be something, man. That's a real, that's grown man shit right there, buddy. So look, you're looking good. Other than, the hat with the tie thing. Reminds me of somebody. You guys probably know. Oh, Lordy. All right, where are we going to first, man? And then we'll get into, what the hell's going on.
Oh, I gotta stop by the store.
Stop by the store, okay. Yeah. All right, so, Yeti cooler and what else?
Jump starter box.
And a jump starter box.
Yeah.
So what happened?
I just went in there and took that shit.
No, I know that.
How'd you
get? You've already pled to it, right? So we're not I'm not putting you out on blast.
No. Yeah, they put me on Facebook, so I just came back and turned myself in.
Whoa. They put you on Facebook?
Yeah, they did.
Well, how does that work? I didn't know about that. How does that work?
The security footage, they took the pictures of me coming out of the store with the stuff.
Yeah.
Online.
Where?
Actually,
I mean, like on your personal profile?
no, not on my profile. It's just for everybody to see on their Facebook page.
Is that where you needed to go?
No.
Yeah, I figured. Now look, you're not gonna go in here and you ain't coming back with like a tink, are you?
No.
Like a little teenager?
No.
For those of you who don't know what that is, a teenager is the 16th of that Tina, that shard, that ice cream. All right, now what's the deal with the jail?
So I got 60 days, 56 suspended, so I'm only going to pull 2 in 2 weeks.
Jesus Christ, man, that's some hardened criminal type shit. Are you going to spin off and make your own prison channel after that?
I think so.
What is the longest you've ever done in jail or prison?
Oh, 5 days.
5 days. 5 days. And you've been running around homeless, on meth, just crime spree after crime spree. Some people have all the luck. Some people get away with everything. Some people sell a fucking stolen Nintendo and are still on probation for it 9 years later after serving 5 years in prison. I mean, I don't know who.
I got 6 months of probation.
All right, man, look, go do what you got to do. I'm going to catch up on this chat. It seems like it's a safe place or safe time to do it. And you guys let me know what you think, the video quality, all that stuff. I mean, I'm just doing this with my phone, right? So I'm going to maneuver this thing around a little bit. I know it's not professional. I know it's kind of, all right. So what do you guys think about Justin? I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. All right. There has to be a way to do this without... I'm going to do something crazy. I'm actually going to flip this thing around and see if maybe my fingers won't touch it anymore. I think we might be cooking with gas. I think we might be. All right. So I'm going to start from the top. Wesley Head says, what's up, brother? Hercules, look out for the cookout. We've already covered that. John Steger says, yo, we good. And Jeff Seelan says, sup, Jeff, my main man, Jeff. He's actually donated to the channel. He's donated to the cause. He's a hell of a guy. Thank you very much, Jeff. Jeff actually works. I don't know if he wants me to say this or not, but he actually works or used to work with homeless people, feeding them, show them the ropes. I want to say it was Salvation Army. Maybe I've already said too much. All right. So this thing keeps fading away. Somebody says, Dominic Perry says, you spent the day helping someone improve their life. I would say, damn good day. Well, the day is young. I mean, God only knows what will happen next. And it is anyone wearing seatbelts? You know what? That's a great, honestly, look, I have ADHD to the nth degree. There's no question about it. I mean, it is, it's a problem. And remembering things like seatbelts, and like urinating, not in my pants, that kind of stuff is not, I lose track of it sometimes. So yeah, I apologize. I will wear seatbelt and do my very best to, there's gotta be a way to cut this thing like shorter. All right. Wesley at Shaved Face looks good. Asshole! Wow, what a pleasant surprise. It couldn't possibly be more pleasant to see you. My favorite asshole. Duck Mama. This shit is annoying, dude. It keeps fading away. Sorry. You guys just got to bear with me. Like I said, I'll probably delete this because this is just absolutely insane. Thank you, honey. I appreciate it. You know what is the bane of my existence? I mean, the absolute bane. The thorn in my ass. It's touchscreens. Smartphones and touchscreens. You guys probably think, man, this guy is really technically adept, astute, sharp, all that stuff. No, I'm not. It's a nightmare. It's a struggle every day. Just like maintaining my sobriety. It's actually easier for me to maintain my sobriety than it is to operate this goddamn phone. Excuse my language. I usually don't say phone that way. All right. Okay. Orange says, we respect the traditions, unlike some YouTubers. You better believe it. Now, I've definitely made my fair share of mistakes in that arena. I'm trying to do. Dr. Gangbang says, how you trying to help people when you on drugs still? Hey, listen, Dr. Gangbang, if you want to see people that are still on drugs, you might want to check out a couple of other prison channels, not saying any names. You know who they are. All right. look, I'm not over here to toot my own horn. I'm just here to give. So a lot of people ask me, like, I really want to see what you do throughout the day. Now, we're not going to do the whole day, and I don't even know, like, how this is looking on your end. I'm in the valley. Like, the service here, honey, are you using that?
It's
Jesus. Okay, note to self, never buy an 8-foot cable for a car. It doesn't make sense. I mean, unless you're trying to, like, charge something in somebody else's car. Maybe, I don't know, I could probably make a hustle out of it. This seems like something like Jellicoe would do, just like charge people stuff on a parking lot. God bless him. Not saying anything bad about Jellicoe. It's a hell of an idea. Wish I'd have thought of it earlier. Could certainly use the money. All right. Now, I apologize for not looking directly at the camera. I do understand that the lens is right here. However, the chat is right there. And if I put the chat on this side, you would see a lot of bzzz, and it's, I don't want to do that. It's distracting. All right. I do still live in Virginia. All right. Somebody said everything looks and sounds great, says Kenny Evans. I appreciate it. Hard to believe. Kenny Evans said the beard is gone. Amen, and much love, Yana from Danville, Virginia. Right back at you, Kenny Evans. Dominic Perry said, watch with the neck beard insults. I can't help myself. When I see a neck beard, I've got to call it out. It's just one of those things. You got to call a spade a spade. Two things in life, calling a spade and calling a neck beard for what it is. The worst facial hair in the history of mankind. Justin K, not this guy, Justin T. LOLs, don't think about stuff that's going to get you wired. Maybe I ought to fire my therapist and hire Justin K. I mean, that is just an amazing, amazing piece of advice. Filed away, Justin K. Thank you very much. Nintendo was a legit-ass console. Still is. Switch jams, bro. Big Steen says, looks and sounds good, Jan. Thanks, Big Steen. Man, Big Steen is a goddamn legend, by the way. He is a legend in the prison YouTube community. Real stand-up guy. Always been a supporter of people trying to do the right thing, make good content, that kind of thing. Yeah, Big Steen he's been around for a minute. Simply Limbo also been around for a minute. Yanni, we have the same sense of humor. I didn't know I had one, but thank you. You and I ought to get together and go bowling or something. Jungle Forever. God bless you for helping him, brother. That's my obligation. Like I said, I've said this before, man. I'm morally obligated, and helping him helps me. If it didn't help me, I probably wouldn't do it. I'm a selfish bastard at heart. Lee McQueen says, looking healthy, man, and young without the beard. I agree. Justin K says he does look better than when I first saw him. Yeah, he does. He certainly does. Kelly Vincent, how was your holiday, Yanni? Justin looks better than he did. Okay, again, everybody's just, no, Justin K is not Justin. Sorry. I am still in Virginia. Kenny Evans, okay, we're doing a lot of repetitive stuff, which you guys are more than welcome to. Let's try somebody else. Kiyochima says, you should start a gaming channel. Your humor is awesome. You know what isn't awesome? My gaming. You kind of, I'm not very good at games. As much as I love video games, I've honestly have been so obsessive about other things, which usually I love video games. I love film, cinema, I'm working out, I like to stay in good shape. And sports, football season is upon us. The Chiefs played literally like a week and a half ago. I didn't know until 2 hours before the game that it was even happening. That's how disconnected I was from everything. It's absolutely crazy. I hate this YouTube live stuff. I hate it. So hard to see the chat. I know there is a better way. All right. I think we're getting closer. Okay. I didn't say anything about Rabbit. I wish him the best. Kumquat Manager says all we can do is try. I agree. But, trying, there's levels of trying, right? I mean, you're trying, if you're really putting everything you got into something and you just kind of like put a little effort into it, those are both trying, but they're not the same things, right? All right. I want to know. What was that? Please, Dr. Gangbang, please enlighten me. I cannot wait. Oh, yes, I can. Nick Olson says, hey, Yanni, what up, Nick? Secrets to Success. Glad to have you back, Yanni. I've been here the whole time, but, you know, if mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's, a man's got to have priorities in life, and that is mine. All right. How long you been live? I've been live for exactly 25 minutes and 23 seconds. There's 73 people concurrent or whatever in the chat. I guess concurrent is actually, you know, stretched out over. Hippo Bro says you should dedicate a video to rating your viewers' fashion choices. I think it will garner millions and millions. I think you're dead wrong. Millions and millions of what? Insults? Der One-Thende Metzger, I don't know if that's German, it says you could probably walk into any random radio station and get hired on the spot. God gifted you with that amazing voice. It's not, I'm not using anything. This is strictly the phone. There are no external microphones. There's none of that stuff. It's just the phone. I appreciate the compliment. But I have to say, I have no desire to work for a radio station. I've had multiple offers to work for radio stations in the past. I've never taken a single one. I just don't have any interest in the format. Kenny Evans says 74 at the moment. Yeah. Why did it do that? It just said, my phone's temperature is too high. Charging has stopped. I've literally never seen that message in my life. Try podcasting. Hey, allow me to introduce you to something. If my live streams aren't some form of podcasting, I really don't know what is. I've even debated, you know, maybe chopping a few of the pieces up, assembling them together, and, you know, coming up with like a unified, segmenting them into videos. Luke Farmer says, what about narration and voice work? I mean, I have videos to narrate and I have voice work to do on my own videos. Why would I want to do it for someone else? I'm just kidding. Of course I would take that job. It requires a certain setup that I don't have, that I can't afford right now. And to be perfectly honest with you, I don't know a whole lot. I actually have an interesting story. So I was actually offered a job for another channel, reading pages and pages of depositions, but the rate was so low. He's a friend of mine, somebody I know. I literally just couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. It was just entirely too much. My problem with doing narration work for someone else is oftentimes they want it to be done in another voice. And this was supposed to sound like the guy from American Greed, Stacy Keach. And I nailed the voice. It took me about 5 minutes. I'd have to listen to it again to do it again. But reading pages and pages and pages of that stuff for peanuts is just not what I want to do. If I was going to go work for someone else, I would do it. I'd go back and sell cars, which I may be forced to do that. I have thought about Simply Limbo. I am totally going to do that. My computer literally is kind of down at the moment. It's completely bogged down. I'm cleaning the hard drive out to see if that'll fix it. Are you all good? Do you need to go anywhere else? Back to Winchester?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah, who's this?
Oh, no, go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Is everything okay?
Who's
all right.
Yeah.
Okay, if the phone doesn't need to be charged, well, it's like got 30%, so I'll unplug it. We'll see what happens. Mark Z says, please chop up some of your videos. Okay, I can do that. Do I edit my own videos? I do. I was getting some help. The first couple of videos were all me, and then after that, I was getting some help from a friend of mine. And that's probably not going to be happening anymore. So it's going to be all on me, the way it was with the first couple, and that's a lot more work, for sure. It's one thing to be able to, have authority and have creative control over everything, as I do. It's my channel, it's my face, it's my name, it's my message, right? But it's just tough. It's really tough. Anybody who knows me knows I have a very difficult time just sitting down and doing anything for any length of time. I'm the type of person that, wants to constantly move and just, it's hard. I'm probably going to need some Gorilla Glue and a bare ass and a plastic sheet. If I could put all that together.
Yeah, that was a call about the job.
Call about the job.
Yeah.
You got to call about the job. What kind of job?
Paving.
Paving.
Yeah.
Concrete pavers?
Yeah. Yeah.
Concrete pavers.
Concrete and asphalt.
Are you sure it's just not asphalt? Because concrete pavers are like what you put in the patio, you know, like in the backyard, and asphalt's kind of like what they do with the roads and stuff.
Full concrete.
Is it both?
And asphalt.
Okay. I mean, is that how it works, guys? Help me out, construction people. All right. Let me just catch up to the chat again. I think stream dead for me. Why don't you help any people of color? I would love to help people of color. In fact, there's a very good reason. I had this guy, Elliot, that I met in Charlottesville. You remember him. That's right before I met you.
Oh, really?
The guy who's a PhD in engineering, environmental engineering sciences, and he had taken 2 months off to carry the sign around to protest and support Black Lives Matter.
Right.
Right. Because I remember when I saw you, you were looking at him. Look, Charlottesville, the whole cast of characters. It's a very crazy town. You guys don't mind if I smoke? I mean, I know it's not good for the kids. I don't really care. You'll be all right. But anyway, so yeah, helping people of color. I actually have a buddy of mine who is in Edge Hill now. He's getting ready to go to a sober living house, and his name's Jeremy. I'm not going to say his last name, but the last memory I have of him was actually about 20 years ago getting high with him. And he has made his way back to my neck of the woods, or we've kind of come full circle along with a lot of other people that I am going to do some material with, and relive past experiences, guys I met in prison, guys that I know from the streets, so on and so forth. It's crazy how many people have died out here that I've known, or that I know, and just running into people that I met. Like Jake is one, Joe is another one, and Jeremy. And yeah, I think that's about it for now that are still. Oh, and Frank C. Give me 1 second, please. Yeah. So you just repost that, and that's just how it works. I mean, I literally we could go out and shoot a video. I'll just show you guys how I shoot a video. So anyway, I'd love to help people of color. That is definitely not something that I'm looking to avoid at all. I mean, check my Facebook. I mean, I got lots of black friends. Isn't that what all white people say when they're trying to, not sound racist? Some of my best friends are black. But really, some of my best friends really are black. It just happens to be real. Johnny Boy, 2645, the craziest guy on YouTube. He says, I've been having crazy flashbacks and drug dreams since I've been locked down. I have my fiance and I'm big into guitar and whatnot, so I try to distract myself. But any tips on cravings? Any tips on craving? Well, first tell me what it is that you're craving. Yeah. Oh, Cairo says, my man, Cairo Thorne says, good stuff, Yanni, you're a good dude. I'm not the greatest dude, but I'm okay. Thanks, Cairo. Appreciate the investment in the channel. Robert Salvatore says, this episode called Helping Just in Case. Kiyo Chima says, what's your favorite game of all time? Probably number one, if you were going to put a gun to my head, I'd say it's Super Metroid, but maybe... I don't know. Probably, yeah. Probably that. Probably Super Metroid. Yeah. I already know that, Kenny. We already know. We're trying to be nice here, buddy. We try to be nice. Mark Z says, staying sober is so hard. Staying sane during COVID-19 is even harder. Just in case says, the number of times my name in some... Yeah. Justin. Justin. Concrete roads over Portland Drive. Awesome. All right. Anyway. Bomberman? You gotta be kidding me. Bomberman? Alright, so anyway, let's get back into the old Justin story. Now, you guys are probably wondering, where did I find this guy? How did I find him? I think I may have mentioned a little bit on live stream, and of course I've shot a video, but I've got an issue with the computer, so it is what it is. I thought I'd try my hand at an IRL stream, and so here we go. How long ago was it that you called me? And you called me 2 weeks. It was about midnight. And I did a stream, and it was called, something to the effect of, real life is happening now, and I have to make a call on whether to pull the trigger, because I had made a promise to Justin that if he got into a jam, I would help him out, because I really wanted to get him to Winchester. I wanted him to get into the same program that I was in, and then be able to take him to meetings and get him into a sober living house and help him get a job and all this stuff. And it all sounded great. And the fact of the matter is, and I don't really care who knows it, because I promised you guys I'd keep it 100. I mean, really 100. And if we go out here, it's possible because of the valley. I'll try and pick it up later. I will pick it up later. So just kind of fill me in and let me know. Hey, honey, can you kind of help me monitor it a little bit? Yeah. Thanks. You just periodically check in. If it gets real nasty, then I'll... And when I say nasty, I don't mean comments. I don't care what you say. Not meaning I don't care, but like if if you've got some trollish stuff or some criticism, I mean, I'm willing to eat it. I will need a little bit of a navigation thing going on, because I don't believe I can bring it up on the phone at the same time. All right, where was it? Justin, I go off on these tangents, man. I need somebody to kind of like, get me back on the planet Earth.
Where was you?
I mean, you may be on meth, but I sound like I'm on meth. There's a...
Oh, I'm not on that.
No, I know. He's actually been clean. Supposedly.
A little bit over a month, right? Yeah.
Right. So, okay. So you got kicked out. Like, you disappeared. We did the interview, and then you...
Yeah.
Vamonos muchachos.
Yeah, I kind of wigged out and kind of pulled myself together. Those 2 weeks, I was staying clean. Then, I contacted y'all. Yeah, after about 2 weeks, I contacted...
What happened during those 2 weeks?
I actually just kind of, when I say wigged out, I just snapped my phone in half, and I went hitchhiking to the next shelter in the next city over, and then I just started my, getting clean. Actually, after the interview, I actually ended up getting locked up.
Because I took you to for that charge a couple of days ago.
Yeah, which I beat that charge.
Tell us what happened since you beat the charge.
So I'm walking by the police station, and there's this guy.
I verified this. This is a true story, by the way.
There's this guy that had been, just yelling obscenities to me in downtown. I don't know what for what. And a beer got knocked over, and then here comes the golf cart with the cops on it, and they threw us both in jail.
Hold on, time out. Golf cart with cops on it. Now, I don't know about you guys. I've seen cops on horses. I've seen them on bicycles. I've seen them on motorcycles. I've even seen them on boats. Haven't you ever seen that movie with Bruce Willis, Striking Distance? I mean,
oh no!
But cops on golf carts.
In Charlottesville, they got a golf cart that goes, I think, about 55.
So do they use drivers instead of billy clubs, like if you get out of hand, or no?
Yeah, they got golf clubs on the back. But so
I think this old Justin guy is gonna need an 8-iron. Hey, come over here, pal. So anyways, what did you do?
So I got a disorderly, and then I got held in jail for just 4 days, and then after that, that's when I left town. That's when I ended up wigging out and just snapping my phone. Left town, and
now this is a serious question. Now I've asked you this before, but did it have anything to do with me? I would never wear that. Don't even think about it. It's definitely not my jam. Anyway, go ahead. Have anything to do with me? Am I going the wrong way?
No.
Okay.
No, it didn't. I don't believe so.
Because I understand what that's like at a much larger scale for somebody to kind of... yours different, I get permission, and you weren't. The circumstances were different, but the audio. I know what it feels like to have a bunch of people, sort of tear you apart, and you're trying to be honest. You were, but nobody really was an asshole. Like if you look in the comments section, I'd say like 95, 98, 99% of the people were really supportive. Maybe some were a little skeptical.
Yeah.
But for the most part, people were like, "Man, you seem like a really nice guy. You seem like a good dude. What happened?"
Just a bad cycle, really. I mean, the drugs.
Yeah, but dude, it's a long cycle. How long have you been on this cycle?
About a year and a half. I mean, and then some years prior to that as well. But I mean, for a year and a half straight.
So let's be real. It's not just a year and a half. It's some years. It's like 4 years.
I'm coming from like a year and a half of
just hardcore.
Every fucking day. Yeah, every day.
Huh?
Clipping.
Oh, is it clipping?
Yeah, every 5 seconds.
Oh, I'm sorry. Maybe let me know real quick in the chat. This may be going really bad, and we'll try and continue it, when I get a better signal. This is a really, like, rough area. And I say rough area, I don't mean it's like the hood or anything. I just mean it's roughage with the signal. Not so great. Let me see how many bars I got. Actually, it looks pretty good. Let's see.
It's not clipping it. It's good.
I hear Nathan Clark says it's going fine. These guys are talking about Suboxone and all kinds of other stuff. All right, so these guys are talking about other shit. Yeah, I definitely another chance. You guys are crazy. People keep asking me this. Like, I want this. Believe me, I've had that opportunity. If I wanted to take it, I would have taken it. I don't want it. Right here? Yep. All right, 64. Here we go. All right. Big old 64. If you guys are living in Virginia, you know that 64 is the blood vessel. It is the carotid artery of Virginia, I would say. Wouldn't you? Yep. Yeah, so to the right. Okay. Have you ever seen anyone that's a bigger directional idiot than me?
No.
All right. So look, any guys, if you have any questions real quick, go ahead and fire them at Justin. And then, because I think this is going to get bad, but if not, so look, I'll tell you this real quick. Honey, is it choppy or no?
It should get better.
It's better now? Okay. So I had everything set up. Justin disappears. I mean, let's be real. I mean, of course, you're high at the time. I had to drop you off in basically a trap house, right? Yeah. I mean, that's what it was.
Yep.
Everybody's there getting high. I didn't have a choice. I didn't have anything. I mean, I was just getting my liver checked out. Happened to run into this guy, and then Brett, and with the Suboxone baby, which was fucking heartbreaking, and then Elliot, and then at the end of the night, I ended up taking you home. And I just didn't have any other option. I couldn't afford a hotel room, and I couldn't afford to do anything else. So that's where I left it, and we were in contact for a couple of days, and things weren't happening as quickly as I wanted them to. I think in my head, I had a real idealistic thought about how to end the town of Winchester, and I had to make a lot of stuff fit, and it didn't work. And then when you called me, I told you I was going to come get you, and I did. And then I was still trying to work what I thought was locked in, and then all of that fell apart through no fault of my own, and certainly not your own. But I just wasn't in a position to let you stay. You stayed there kind of for the first day, and then he made it to the place that he's staying at now. And, so we're trying to kind of get the pieces all together. And, I guess it's a process. If I had a lot of means, it wouldn't be a big deal. I would pay for him to go to a sober living house. And the timing was tough. I would pay for him to go to rehab, and I do all that stuff. With the city and the state, it is a constant battle with red tape, paperwork after paperwork, phone call after phone call, and you're dealing with people that don't have any means, right? So you've got nothing, right? Or you have very little. And now you're supposed to make all of these phone calls and make all these appointments. I mean, what is that situation like for you? What's your experience with it?
It can be stressful, or you can just not deal with it at all. I mean, I think that's what a lot of people do, is they just don't do it.
Yeah.
I mean,
they just throw their hands up in the air. It's kind of like dealing with the unemployment people.
I mean, the dope man's always going to answer and be there.
His phone's always, especially with meth. I mean, I don't care what, at 4:30 in the morning, I'm in the middle of church. I mean, it doesn't matter. Oh, it's my kid's birthday. We're going.
24 hours.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm in.
24 hours, 6 days a week.
What's the longest you've ever stayed up in one stretch?
Probably 10 days.
10 days.
Maybe,
now,
maybe with an hour now.
Okay, so at the end of the day, at what point does your brain really start to?
10 days. That's when you black.
So you're good. The first 9 days you're straight. No problem.
Kind of.
Cruising.
I mean, nobody's good after 9 days. I mean, you're barely good after 2. But yeah, I mean, after 9, my experience, 10 days, that's where you black out.
Hey, what do you mean
Subject.
black out? You just completely, your memory goes? Or?
Yeah, I mean, you're, same thing with drinking. When you black out, some kind of gland in your brain that quits working, and you're still functioning.
Yeah.
But you're not there.
Because I've never personally experienced that. Now, I don't know that I've been up for 10 days straight. I don't think I have, but I've been up for at least a week, 6 or 7 days. I don't remember blacking out, but I do remember, kind of like nodding out, taking an hour nap or an hour and a half nap here and there, fitting it in. But yeah, 9-10 days straight now. And my experience with that particular drug, your drug of choice, is not, it's definitely number 3 on my scale. I definitely have the cocaine up top, number 1, no doubt. Fire pow pow for those in the know. And number 2 would be probably the dope, because you got to have the landing gear. You got to come down nice and smooth like old Sullenberger in the Hudson River or Hudson Bay or whatever the hell it was. And then number 3 would probably be meth. But the thing about it is meth is so cheap. Why is that? It's so cheap relative to other drugs. I mean, especially now during COVID, which is a video in and of itself, is how the drug game and trade has changed. Because there's not as much stuff. There isn't as much money, number 1. There aren't as many people on the road, number 2, so it's easier to spot. The police have an easier job now. And the cartel stuff, which is completely out of control, the Sinaloa, all this stuff in Mexico, border towns, that kind of thing, South America. These people are, really going to war these days, so cocaine prices are through the roof. Why do I know about this stuff? Well, I spend a lot of time around addicts, recovering and otherwise. It's just what I do. And this kind of thing interests me, just like I think it interests a lot of you. But drug prices have skyrocketed. Cocaine. And then heroin isn't even real anymore. And I live probably 90 miles from Baltimore. That is the heroin capital of the United States, period. Hello, The Wire, you ever heard of it? Baltimore. But even guys going to Baltimore and coming back, because that's where they go. Here in the town of Winchester, if people are going to get high on opiates, they're going to go to Baltimore. A lot of people are not coming back with real stuff anymore. It's just fentanyl. And now apparently they have a third different kind of fentanyl. They have fentanyl, carfentanil, and then they have another one. And it's just outrageous. Literally, like I said earlier, 4 people. I forgot about Warner. A guy that I actually shot a little content with, personal trainer down here in Winchester. Guy's in amazing shape, in and out of the rooms. I guess he was burnt out on it. I saw him. He was definitely not in his best, in his best condition. I found out yesterday that he had passed away, and I probably have the last moving image of him. And he called me a few times. It sounded like pure gibberish. I didn't return his phone call. He was pitching me about being like, him being my personal trainer. I was trying to explain to him, but he was really not in good shape, that I didn't need one. You're getting called from jail? Yeah, well, go ahead, take it. Don't worry about it. Justin's girlfriend is in jail, by the way. Like I said, man, realer than real. Nobody's gonna out-real Prison Junkie. I'll go ahead and dig into the chat a little bit. So really, that's what people are doing now. They're doing methadone instead of meth. Even meth is not as prevalent as it has been.
Hello?
Number 2, cocaine costs a fortune. Number 3, heroin, real heroin, practically non-existent. Everything's
Can you call me
fentanyl.
back in an hour?
And
On this YouTube.
now, no one is moderating this. This is strictly
I'm live on
me. And then I have, I have my girlfriend. She is in the back, sort of looking at it and making sure it's not absolutely hellaciously bad. Like I said, it's kind of a test just to see what it looked like in a really, really, really bad area.
Yeah.
Check this out, guys. They are everywhere. Wouldn't it be crazy if somebody from the stream called the police? Like, this thing is like live streaming on a highway. I promise I'm not looking at you, though. Just if you want to, you can scroll down the chat here and see what we got going. So, all right, so everybody's talking about decriminalization of drugs. Yes, the little state trooper, the state police, the state. You know what's crazy about the state troopers? If you have an issue, here's a little tip. That's someone who's been in the car business for a number of years. If you ever have an issue with a car dealership, small or large, screwing you out of money, call the state troopers. Why? Because it's their jurisdiction. That's actually their responsibility. It isn't just giving you traffic tickets. It isn't just cleaning up, traffic fatalities and car wrecks. It is also dealing with the Department of Motor Vehicles and car dealership issues, fraud, that kind of thing. So if you ever have a problem with a car dealership, you want your money, call the state troopers. Have them put some pressure on them. It's crazy. It's real though. Little known fact. Little known fact. All right. So I think we're just about up to speed. Like I said, I have a video to follow this up. I'm going to have to get, my computer thing all sort of worked out. I do have super chat enabled. I don't have anything moderated. Normally I'd put like a Streamlabs link if you guys wanted to, contribute to the channel. My channel is monetized. It doesn't really make any money. I don't even hardly know where to place ads. I think I just figured that out the other day, but it's something where I would want to keep them to an absolute minimum or not have any of them at all. And I've even thought about doing Patreon and running everything I have for the people who can't contribute to Patreon, be a very small tier, but still everyone would get whatever I made. You would just get like a little more of a raw feed on Patreon. It would give me the opportunity to touch base with, people that were, hardcore supporters of the channel. But the last thing I would want is for someone who doesn't have any money, times are very tight, and then feel like you're being denied. So maybe, again, I could just like pull commercials out. I'm getting very close to the point where if I'm going to continue to curate and manufacture, material and spend time on it, and not just do like, throw and go live streams. I mean, it does take real effort and time, and I literally am a one-man band. There is no one else at this point, helping me out, so I have to do it all on my own with very limited to no resources. So, for me to do something like a steady stream of content, I would need some help, and it's one thing that I've wrestled with. It's just been a real problem, man. I have a real problem. I have a real problem asking people for help, period. I mean, I've literally never in my life done a GoFundMe for myself or any other channel in any other, form. I just don't do handouts. I don't do it. So the only way I'll feel comfortable doing it is giving people something for their money. And
you're a good dude.
I would love to see the process. What?
I said you're a good dude.
You said I was a good dude?
Yeah,
Why do you say that?
That's what the chat said.
You're not saying that. That's what the chat said.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know you wouldn't say that.
You've helped me out a good
Are you
deal.
disappointed, man, that I wasn't able to get it all sort of the way that I promised?
No, I mean,
I tried to be a man of my word the best I could, but I know I didn't
went
deliver.
over and beyond what I ever would expect anybody to do for me. Because I'm like you. I don't like to ask for help. I mean,
I will say this, for a homeless guy, you are not the typical homeless guy.
I'm not typical.
I mean, you are pretty self-sufficient. I don't know how. Maybe it's Yeti coolers. Is that what it is? Do you have a warehouse full of Yeti coolers that you've just been yanking from Bass Pro Shops for the last... Wouldn't that be crazy if Justin was like sitting on 75,000 Yeti coolers? What do those things go for anyway? I guess it depends on the size.
Yeah, they got the lunchbox. They got the lunchbox one. It's about that big. And then they got the hopper. That's about 200, 250. And then you got the big one.
Yeah.
300.
You told me you've never panhandled before. You've never done that, right?
Never.
Have you ever done like, I've got an empty tank of gas and hey man, I just ran out of gas, dude. Is there any way you can spare? And then they pull out the car, they whip out the car, and they're like, "Yo, well, sure, we'll fill." No. I just need the cash.
Those 7,000 miles were all paid for.
Oh, this is a great. Now you want to talk about crazy stories? There's prison stories, and then there's addiction stories. Now tell us a little bit about the rental car. Now, this is too ridiculous for me to believe, but I want you guys to be the judge.
Okay, so-
Justin, here, the floor is yours, man.
Okay, so I go out and rent a 2020 Impala. After, second day, me and my girlfriend, we go out of town. We get into an argument, and she gets out and pops a tire of mine. And these are 20-inch tires, so they're $300 a piece. She pops a tire and then pops me right in the face. And so I go to proceed 29 days after the fact, which was said to be 7,000 miles on a donut, because I did not buy another tire. I rode 29, and the reason why I had a rental car in the first place, rental car was cheaper than a hotel room. The amount of money that you spend on a hotel room, you can get a rental car. You can go places, do things, sleep in it. And,
you go places, do things. Now, are we talking about like Dirty Mike and the Boys, Soup Kitchen type shit from like the other guys? Like, you ever seen that movie?
No.
Have any of you guys ever seen the other guys? Hey, thanks for the F Shack, Dirty Mike and the Boys. Anybody? No? Do you know what I'm talking about? All right, so anyway, so the movie, it's like there's like 8 or 9 homeless dudes. They look really bummy, they're like warming their hands out in front of barrels, that type of shit. Haven't shaved in like years, wearing flannel from like, Beetlejuice, that kind of thing. They look really, really, really fucked up, right? And they steal Will Ferrell's Prius so they can all fuck each other in the Prius. And they call it a soup kitchen. Yeah, they leave a little note on there. There's like a condom with, I don't know, like some Bazooka Joe or something, and it says, thanks for the F Shack, Dirty Mike and the Boys. It's probably the best part of the movie. That and the reveal that Will Ferrell was a pimp. But anyway, that's all. All right. Can you guys hear the Justin story? Now, he's saying, oh, by the way, Nathan Clark says, Yanni, you were funny as hell. Please don't quit. I'm not going to quit. I'm going to keep going, man. Can I have a light? Do you guys believe that Justin, he says that you drove 30,000 miles in how long?
30 days.
30,000 miles on a rental car in 30 days. Now, I got to know, what in the hell did these people tell you when you brought that car back? Please.
Oh, they were pissed. They were pissed. See, he woke me up at the airport. I fell asleep before I dropped the car off, finally. And he wakes me up and he's like, you realize...
Now, were you paying like a daily rate?
Huh?
Were you paying a daily rate on the car? Like, how did you keep it for 30 days? How much did, you know what I mean? Did you just steal the car?
Not technically. No.
Not technically. You're not going to get charged with it. Nobody...
No, I didn't know my Chime bank account didn't have that money in there.
Right. How much money would it have been?
4,000. 35.
Is that with the mileage adjustment?
Oh no, it's unlimited miles.
Oh shit! So that's what happened. He said unlimited miles. Okay, I got you, pimp. It's kind of. This is the same reason it's probably like for the reason why Verizon and AT&T and all these other wireless outlets, they don't allow you. This is like,
in all actuality, it was.
This is like tethered hotspots.
It was honestly, and I have the receipt somewhere. It was, I believe, honestly, 26,000. It wasn't 30.
You have the receipt.
Yeah.
I think that you set a record. I don't believe that there's anybody on the planet that's ever done what you did. Well, if you've done it, if you've done that, I promise you that the people that support this channel are absolutely...
It was a hybrid. So,
I will pay you for that receipt.
I was getting about near 100 miles to the gallon.
Oh, that makes it okay. It was a hybrid.
Yeah.
No problem.
Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have been able to afford the gas.
What was the car?
Ford Fusion.
The Ford Fusion
Yeah,
hybrid.
I had 2 different ones.
This live stream brought to you by Ford Fusion Hybrids.
I did
the wave of the future.
I did 30 days in a Ford Fusion, and then a 30 days in a 2020 Impala. So
you say it like it was a sentence.
Yeah, it kind of was.
He says 30. I did 30 days in a 40. You know, I did 30 days in solitary confinement. You make it sound like the same thing.
I didn't get out of it much. I mean, didn't have hotel money now. No.
So that was your hotel?
Yeah, most certainly. So
Okay.
It was like a sentence.
So, serious question, right? Give me 1 second. Again, Prison Junkie, the only YouTube channel that is this fucking real. I mean, it's just, give me a break. Now, I got a real serious question for you though, because you've mentioned, going to Fairfax and getting a job as an asphalt paver.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be a hard job.
Yeah.
It's not going to be easy. I know that. I mean, I've bailed.
Yeah, I'm sure that is a hard job.
Hey, I've done it all. I mean, I'm not afraid of work.
I don't think you are afraid of work. If there's one thing about you, my friend, it's you do have a hell of a work ethic. I kind of didn't want to. Nah, whatever. It's not me. Nothing doesn't matter. It's for the kids, man. When did you start smoking cigarettes?
16.
16. And you come from a very religious family, don't you?
Somewhat, yeah. They're pretty religious. They do a lot of praying, at least.
They do a lot of praying.
Yeah.
That's putting it mildly. All right, so, and that's fine. I mean, hey, it takes all kinds. And is that why you broke away?
No.
Did you ever work at the circus?
Not yet.
Didn't you work at a carnival or something?
No, I used to work at the airport, which was a carnival at times.
A carnival of its own making.
Yeah, I used to disassemble airplanes.
Okay, so you used to disassemble airplanes.
Yeah. They would send me into the wings of the plane.
Okay.
And, with a monkey wrench, 2 of them, and I would disconnect the gas lines. And just because I'm a smaller guy, and because the holes are like this,
right?
So you got to go in there with these 2 monkey wrenches about that size.
Yeah.
And then if you get stuck, they got to shoot you up with some stuff that knocks you out and they drag you out.
Hold. If you get stuck in the wing of an airplane, they shoot you up with. Now, Justin, was this after one of these 30,000-mile runs in a Ford Fusion hybrid?
No.
Did the shoot stuff that they shot you up with was it really like the trap house guy?
No, it wasn't quite like that. But it would be some stuff to knock you out because not a lot of people know that the gas.
You know what it was?
The jet fuel is actually held in the wings of the plane.
Yeah.
And that's why they can't cut you out. If you get stuck, they can't cut you out because you'll ignite.
Because jet fuel is very flammable.
Very flammable.
We learned that in 9/11. Or did we?
One of my coworkers used to put it in his diesel truck.
He used to put jet fuel in his diesel truck.
We trained.
I thought that you needed a specific, like a turbine.
No. You can actually use jet fuel in a diesel. Yeah.
No shit. In addition to, so I'm seeing some real skeptics here, man.
I'll get there.
So they're doing some math here, and this is funny. Now I shouldn't be doing this because I'm driving, but hey, what are you gonna do? Oh shit! I need my seatbelt. This is the ADHD kicking in. I gotta be careful. I'm on probation. I think this is my first live stream during the day. Every other time I've done a stream or done anything, really, it's been either 9, 10 o'clock at night or late at night. So I don't think people have really seen me so much out during the day. Certainly not without that beard that I got from Party City. They really believed that I was shaving that thing off on the live stream, though. It was incredible.
Really?
It was very realistic. Yeah, I had to glue each individual hair on, one hair at a time. It took me weeks. But what the incredible thing about it is they started to grow.
Yeah?
Yeah, because they were shorter and then they nuts. But all right, so look, hey, do me a favor, Justin, read some of these chat messages. Just go up kind of like this, and then read some of the stuff they're saying to you. I would start right about here, right there. That's like 12 to 14 hours driving a day for a month straight.
That's exactly right.
I don't think he could afford the gas money for that.
Like I said,
much driving. How did you afford the gas? Was it the jet fuel?
It was a hybrid.
It was a hybrid.
Yeah.
It's a hybrid. That's the answer for it.
I went to Miami like 6 times.
Yeah. Can you imagine how far he could have got on a Tesla?
Yeah.
You'd probably still be driving.
I'd be sleeping while I'm driving. That's $100 a day. Yeah, easy.
He says easy.
We're doing things out there.
Okay, all right, there you go.
Yeah.
Get into it, boy.
16 hours a day. It's more like 24. Some days.
It's more like 24. You were driving 24 hours a day. No, nothing.
Yeah. Some days, yeah.
Okay.
To be on airlines, keep track.
He said, yo, this dude is full of it. Sorry.
I got the receipt. I'll show you.
He's got the receipt. Justin, your namesake says, to be honest with you, go back to that. To be honest, airlines keep track of their fuel like no other.
Yeah, well, this plane was being ported out.
He was disassembling the planes.
It was a Nicholas Douglas MD-80.
So the distance driving from LA to London is 5.3 thousand miles. That means you would have had to drive from Los Angeles to London, England 6 times.
Okay.
It's like, that ain't nothing.
You know how good this shit is?
And now that he mentions it, it is a little weird to see Yanni during the day out of his basement cave. Yeah, that's true. It's weird to see me. I mean, it's weird to see me on camera. All right, so next step. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this thing up here in a minute. It's been a hell of an experiment, this IRL thing, which one of my next big endeavors is going to be not 1 hour, not 2 hours, not 10 hours, but 24 hours. A 24-hour live stream. I may have alluded to what it exactly is going to entail, what the whole point of it is. But I will not tell you what it is until a few hours or maybe a day before I actually do it. And it's not going to be in a car. It's not going to be in a basement. It's not going to be, I'm very much going to be moving around amongst nothing but real people. And it's not just a simulation, it's going to be real life. Because there's nothing like real life, right, Justin?
No.
So, what is the next step? I mean, are you serious about kind of getting clean? I mean, let's be real. I mean, it's not.
Well, I mean,
because a lot of people, they get clean, they stop shooting heroin, or stop shooting meth, or smoking meth, or putting cocaine, crack rocks in their butt, whatever it is. And they're like, well, I'll just smoke weed. I'll smoke weed. I'll smoke a little weed here and there. Yeah, I'll drink. I'll go to the bar every once in a while. I can control that. I mean, I've never had an alcohol problem. What am I going to do? Rob a bank on, after smoking a blunt? Smoke some dabs? No, of course not.
It's been a month and a half, and I've smoked pot maybe twice. I mean,
in the last month and a half?
Yeah, and no crystal.
What about other kinds of meth?
No.
Like non-crystal meth?
Methadone.
Like porcelain meth? You have no other kind of meth?
No meth. Nothing that starts with it.
I think there's a window in the back that's partially down. Whatever, there's nothing I can do about it now. This car is so old and so beat up, the windows are so rough that you literally have to put pressure on the windows, at least the ones in the back, in order to, get them up. All right, let's go back to the chat for a minute. I am going to end this at, say, 1 hour and 20 minutes. Now, I know the connection is going to get absolutely horrible. It seems like people are absolutely losing interest. I don't like pot? Just in case, says, don't sweat it, Justin. 30,000 miles is probably what it felt like. I wish I could show you my Google Maps. Justin, just keep your Google Maps to yourself. This isn't that kind of party, man. I have missed a couple of people who have, contributed money to the stream. If only I could get enough money for a new computer. Boy, there's another guy, I think his mom, he says his mommy bought him a computer. That would be nice, right? For mommy to buy a computer.
It would be, right?
Those were the days, boy. It was something.
Get under the Christmas tree and, oh my goodness, Super Nintendo Entertainment System. With a link to the past on top of it all. Thanks, Mommy.
Boy, it's rough out there in the real world when you got to do it for yourself, huh?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. Oh, Lord, man. JMC says, I wish my mom would buy me anything, much less a computer. Yeah, you and me both, buddy. Actually, I don't want anything. My parents actually occasionally do offer me stuff. I try and turn it down. I really do. I've really got to the point in my life where I don't need anything. I mean, I just don't need anything other than gear. JMC says, Yanni, big comeback. Glad to see you back. Listen, I had to take a couple of weeks off for myself, and you know, I have technical issues. I mean, I'm living rough, man. I'm living rough. How many hours do you think I've invested in driving you around? From picking you up to taking you to court. I don't want to say where it was because some weirdo would. Not saying anybody in the chat's weird. I'm just saying.
12. At least 12.
At least 12 hours.
Probably 16.
I had to break away from my vacation to take you to court for the 40 incident with the other.
Yeah.
Was that like that was like a homeless turf war?
Yeah.
He pissed you off, didn't he?
Yeah. I did give his beer the boot.
I feel like you're kind of the smiler with a knife, man. That you could get real nasty if backed into a corner.
Yeah.
Have you ever cut somebody?
No.
With a butterfly knife?
Never.
You ever hit anybody in the face with a baseball bat?
I thought I would.
Not you. Okay, so that's a yes. Have you ever, Justin, you got any bodies, man? You got any notches in the belt, man?
No teardrops.
No teardrops yet. That's a yet. So when in addiction, that's what we call them, the yets. And I'm going to be honest with you, like I'm not 100% convinced. I'm aware of the show Carnival. Somebody asked me, I like David Lynch movies. I'm not even so much a big fan of David Lynch movies as I am a fan of him, his process. But there are a couple of David Lynch movies that I do like, for sure. I like his mind, I think, more than anything else. He also just doesn't do movies. I mean, he builds things. He's like paints and sculpts and does all kinds of things. He's a real Renaissance man, as they say. So yeah, like I said, I'm going to try and get content, get stuff out to you as quickly as possible. I appreciate you guys all hanging out with me on the stream. This is my first time on YouTube alive, per se. It's probably not something I'm going to make a huge habit of, except actually I take that back. What I'm really trying to do, I'm trying to refine like one of those backpack things, like how I would navigate that with the data and all that stuff. So and I have a cable on order, so the audio would be much better on stream. Look at this, I look like a magician here. This is crazy. It doesn't even look like it's connected to mine. Wow. Okay, Pleasant Valley Road, we're getting close. All right, Justin, plans, man. What do you got before we close it out?
Well,
I said 1:20, we got 7 minutes left, man. Let's finish strong.
Staying clean, number one.
Yeah.
Getting this job. Reporting to jail.
But I have not been able to devote as much time as I wanted to number one, taking in meetings, number two, introducing you to, the real pillars of the recovery community here in Winchester, which again is something I wanted to do for another guy who's, again, in this genre. It's really unfortunate that, he allowed himself to be used. I'll tell you this, let me ask you this. Let's say you're in active addiction, right? You're dying to get another hit of meth, right? Would you rather, but you're on the fence, maybe I will, maybe I won't. I don't know. I feel kind of hopeless. I don't know what to do next, but this way of life isn't really working for me. But you're out of money too, right? You have no money. Because let's face it, when you're out of money and you're out of resources, your willingness becomes a lot stronger, right?
Right. It's definitely a lot easier to stay clean when you don't have it.
Well, to get to that point, it's like religion, right? People don't generally come to God when they have billions of dollars. They usually do it when they don't have jack shit. And then they find God, and then, their life becomes more stable or whatever, and then, then they kind of hang on to it or they don't or whatever. But with addiction, usually people don't come in on a winning streak. Oh man, my life is amazing. It's never been better. Let me get sober. No, it just doesn't work like that. So imagine a hypothetical situation. You have no idea what I'm referring to, what I'm talking about. But something that really bothered me and has bothered me for the last couple of weeks. There's one thing about being real and raw about addiction. It's another thing to just totally exploit someone and take advantage of their need for money. Now, what if I said, look, for each video you appear on, rather than stay clean, or rather than, stay in this, rehab facility, I mean, you can do that, or I can give you a couple $100 for each video. It'll only be like 30 minutes, 20 minutes. Then you can go off and do whatever the fuck you want to do. A couple days later, we'll do another one. You get a couple more $100. I mean, look, if you were still in active addiction and on the fence, which one of those do you think you'd do? Let's be real.
I'd take a couple $100.
You'd take the money. He'd take the money. Now, are you being honest with me? Yeah. And so, if I were to do that now, what does that make me? Think about it.
Enabler.
Think about it. An enabler. An exploiter. And if I really know what I'm doing, I'm really putting thought into it. Kind of fucking evil. Just think about it. Some of y'all know who I'm talking about, what I'm talking about, and that's what it is. But it's even worse than that. Well, let's go out on a high note. Justin, I'm glad that you're only going to jail for 2 days, and it's in 2 weeks. Very weird. Very lucky. I wonder if it's related to COVID. Why did they give you the 2 weeks?
2 weeks. I told him I needed to get this job, and
hold on. You told the judge, hey judge, I need to get this job. So
yeah,
this whole jail thing, man, we're gonna have to get back to you on that. I mean, how did that conversation really take place?
He looked at me and smiled and said, sure. I mean, he's a very fair judge, to say the least.
Yeah, that don't happen in Chesapeake. Oh, yeah, you got a job? Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, I got a job for you. 17 cents an hour working at the kitchen at St. Bride's Correctional Center. Dismissed. And when I say dismissed, I don't mean the charge is dismissed. I mean, you're dismissed. Get the hell out of my courtroom. So what would you say percentage-wise are you, how committed are you to this, different lifestyle? Because right now, you have a place to stay.
Well, it's exciting to me, really. So, I mean, what excites me, intrigues me. So, just doing something different, getting away from, old things, doing new things is a good way to really break any cycle,
But what do you really want to do, man? I mean, what I really want to do? In your wildest fantasies and dreams, what would you want to do? Is it just make money?
Yeah.
It's just make money. See, I feel like that's not it, man. You need more than that.
Well,
Or something you want to do, that's a business I've always wanted to own. That's I'm
definitely
a skill I've always wanted to have. I've always wanted to program a video game. I want to be an NBA basketball player. I want to work for the Cirque du Soleil. I want to be able to touch the tips of my fingernails to my Achilles tendon. I don't know. I mean, that's not what I want to do, but
yeah. Well, I mean, I
want to know in an Airstream. Look at that Airstream. I mean, look at that thing. I mean, how fucking dope is that? I mean, that would be the dream, because you're kind of a nomad. I mean, I have you as part of your thing, part of your kick is not wanting to be bolted down to one place.
It's been kind of
like you're running from something.
No, not exactly. I mean, I am running, but I really just want a normal life. That's really what it is.
Now, what does that mean to you, a normal life? What is that, barbecues and ball games?
A family, a place to live, a job, maybe my own business.
What's going on with your girl?
Right now she's in jail. She's trying to get into the house arrest thing.
Yeah.
And I mean, if not, one of my goals is to try to, produce a place so she has a place to go back to and not a negative. But in the event that she can't get into the program,
yeah,
I want her to be able to come out of the situation she's in now.
How much more time does she have before she gets out?
It's still in the air. Could be 6 months.
Oh, so she's going to do a little bit. She's going to do a little bit of time.
Yeah, it could be tomorrow. if she's on the house arrest program, or it could be 6 months. It could be longer. Not sure. But, you know, I'm going to hang in there until...
I mean, house arrest is tough if she doesn't have a lot of resources. Usually you got to put a down payment down.
Yeah.
A lot of times you got to have a good attorney, but it may be different here. I mean, you got judges that'll let you come to jail when you want. I mean,
Yeah, well, with this COVID, it's really changed things. They put a lot of people on house arrest. I mean, a lot of people that I ran the streets with, they put them on house arrest, and they were homeless when I knew them.
Yeah.
But somehow got out on house arrest, you know, under someone else's roof.
Dude, you see this right here? You see what it says? I never noticed that. I was so busy looking at this, looking at you, looking at the road. You see what that says?
Yeah.
You know, I was wondering why there was so much noise coming from this.
See what that says?
Oh my God, check this out.
I need to get some gas.
Oh yeah, we do. You know, when I say it's as real as it gets, man, I am not kidding. Look at this. Right rear door open. I knew there was something going on, man. Oh my goodness gracious. All right, listen, I don't have a Streamlabs link or PayPal or any of this stuff. Usually I do on the other live stream chats. Again, I just kind of wanted to touch base with you guys, see if this actually worked. And yeah, maybe I will do another live stream tonight. Actually, my girlfriend is going out of town, back out of town in a couple of days. I hadn't seen her since January, so I'm going to devote you know, the rest of these last 48 hours I have with her to her. But maybe if she falls asleep, maybe I'll get into something else. And we're going to get into things that are much more dynamic. You know, not just the static in the basement deal. The fact is there's nothing. You know, my liver thing didn't go the way I wanted it to go. I felt sorry for myself for a couple of weeks. I kind of snapped out of it, then I got back into it. You know, it's out of my control. There's nothing I can do. The only thing I can do is eat good food, not McDoubles. Stay away from the drugs, stay away from the booze, keep my mind right. And, you know, but this sobriety thing, man, it's a lot of work. I mean, it isn't just like, you know, show up to a couple of meetings. And I mean, I've talked to Peer Recovery in Northwestern, and I've talked to someone in case management, and also the rehabilitation facility that, you know, we're not going to be able to work that out right now. But they've really mentioned that, I mean, I got a connect in there that can get you an apartment, providing you're willing to jump through the, you know, the hoops. So we'll see how that goes. Maybe Justin will decide to become a professional road grader, asphalt dude. Maybe he'll become, you ought to be a road tester. As much as you like to drive, as many miles as you like to log, maybe you could be like a road tester.
I'm going to have to get that receipt for these people.
I can't wait. I got to have this receipt, dude. You get the receipt, man, I'm going to give you $100. Not for, you know, some fake ass urine screen or something like that, man. I want to see the receipt with the 26,000 mile in 30 day Ford Fusion hybrid. I mean, after all, it's a hybrid. Hey, listen, folks, I appreciate you guys hanging with me on this in real life stream on YouTube live. Give everybody, Justin, the best well wishes. I have a video coming soon. I'm kind of going to get you all up to speed on what's happened over the last month, and then we'll pick it up and go from there. Well, listen, this is a very dangerous time. If you have trouble, either, look, if you can't reach out to me, and of course I can't talk to and touch everybody, but I tried to, and some of that is also a reason why I had to shut it down for a little bit. Anyway, I'm going to go off on a crazy tangent. I can't do it. You guys take care. Have a great rest of the day. Please give me all the love and support, and Justin all the love and support you can possibly muster. I'm going to introduce you to a lot of new people, and we're going to continue with Justin's story as we march on. But just remember, man, I love you guys, and I'm about to shut this bad boy down. But thanks for hanging with me. I am out. At some point, I'll be out. I think it's that.